Good evening, free enterprise fans, and welcome to our Monday night community race with some 90s road trip movies. I am your host, Alicel, and I am joined here by Bad Karma. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic. We've got four great runners up here: Flurry 14, Possum Morpheus, Gambit 017, and Harumph. We are being tracked tonight by NG Dave and restreamed by two-time AGDQ runner Auska424. So these objectives are all centered around a 90s road trip movie, which means we're going all over the place.
Absolutely, and to start off, we've got our little playlist here. Our objectives of liberate the Barren Castle, launch the Falcon, drop the magma key into the Agart Well, raise the big whale, and unlock the pass door in Troya.
Yeah, for all these objectives to be available to get our crystal, more than likely our runners are going to be using that pass to get going through. But we're probably going to see everything. Like, we're going all over the place for these. That's the whole point of a road trip, to go everywhere, see everywhere, and I'm excited to see where this seed will take our runners.
Absolutely, and because we're on a road trip in Dad's sedan, we do have only four party members sizes, because 5 people is very uncomfortable on a road trip.
Yeah, if you've never done a road trip, then, wow, hats off to you for having great life decisions. But if you've never done a road trip with more than 4 people in a small vehicle, count yourself quite lucky, because it is not a fun time. It can be a mess. People need to go to the bathroom and can't get out of the car in time, and it is just whew.
And we do start with Dad's credit card with a 3 times money kit tonight, so we can buy all the things. Gotta buy them souvenirs on this road trip.
Yeah, and you'll also notice with our character choices, there's no kids. We're not bringing Palom and Porum along with us on this trip. This is a 90s road trip movie, so clearly we're only taking adults. Rydia is included because at some point during this road trip, she has the obligatory "I'm going to grow up" moment, and will grow up at the Dwarf Castle.
Well, we certainly don't want 5-year-olds driving the car. That would be dangerous.
Exciting. Agree to disagree.
But it does look like our runners are getting started here, and they are off.
Hey, that is an interesting couple to be starting our trip off with, a Excalibur.
That is very spicy. If you find that Cecil, he's set for Zeromus. If you don't, then you can sell it or fling it at something if you have an edge.
Yeah, and keep in mind that was the Calibrana dolls there. We will be seeing them later, with Barren Castle being a required objective. So hopefully our runners will remember that that is who's sitting there. Let's see where our runners decide to go. We are on T Standard with junk on, so lots of standard looting is going to be available for our runners right out of the gate here.
And it looks like 3 of our runners are going to make the Baron play, while Harumph is deviating and heading straight into Troya Castle. Gonna go get those nice items there in Troya.
Yeah, a lot of density there, as our runners are also hitting Baron, finding some nice things. We've found a Spear so far, which we already had, Sorcerer Robe, Ninja Hat. So finding some really nice value here. Let's see if Harumph is going to be punished for that, or if he finds some value here in Troya.
That didn't look like the dream, honestly.
No, I don't think that's what you wanted to hope for in that. But I believe the free key item is on, so he is going to go ahead and wrap that in, as our other runners are joining him over there.
And that does mean that we have 0 boss hunts tonight, so it's all about key items.
Yeah, K-Main, K-Summon, K-Moon, all on. So we're going to have some bonk checks here as we start working through our overworld. Get the rat tail early on, no hook, you know. Launch that falcon is required though, so this could be one of those seeds where maybe you are hoping for the hook route.
And Possumorpheus picked up a nice exit there in Damcian and is going to go ahead and get that hovercraft up, knows that he has to launch that falcon, so might as well do it early.
Yeah, routing it in, getting it done. Everybody's going to be doing this cutscene, so not hindered here. May feel like, hey, I've found enough nice things. Maybe I'll just ride it over. Nope, he's not. He's just going to leave it.
And going to check out this waterfall. Not quite sure why.
Maybe Possum didn't see the free key item on.
That is very possible and a little bit scary. Usually with our races, especially with our tournament play, we do have free key items off. So we're all used to looking for that bonus demist.
Yeah, and it looks like Possum also found a Dwarf Axe. I believe it's here in Damcian. So that cane is going to be back row glitched, ready to go with whatever other weaponry. I believe he's also rocking a Blizzard Spear. So this cane is ready to take on this overworld.
And in these shops with T Standard, we have found all sorts of nice things. We found illusions, we found star veils and silk webs.
All the nice things in the shops that you really hope for to make your seat easy. Hey, there's an old man on Hobbs, though.
And with this Tella, of course, you've always got to have the old grandpa on your road trips to tell jokes and corny stories.
Talk about how back in his day, bards were real spoony. You know, just normal grandpa stuff.
But gonna go out ahead and take on this Mom Bomb here in this Hobbs spot. Mom Bomb's one of those bosses that if you find in an early spot, it's actually pretty rude. Because this exploding.
Yeah, that extra 10k HP just can't go and knock it out. Have to make your way through, get through the explosion, and try and knock these bombs out quickly before they explode on you. But looks like Possum is going for the Thor Rage, going to try and clear them out before they can do any harm. Thor Rage not doing the work he was hoping for, though.
But we do see both Flurry and Harumph heading here into Antlion Cave. I saw a Soma drop. Tella loves Soma drops.
And a heroin robe there for Flurry.
And a ninja shirt. Yay! Useless junk.
Hey, ninja jammies are quite fashionable for one character. Did Flurry go up to the right side like Harumph did? Because Harumph just pulled a curse ring.
I didn't see. I know Flurry did pick up a boomerang, but I didn't see if he picked up that curse ring.
Yeah, we'll see if any other runners decide to do any of the extra antlion looting, as Harumph is doing a full clear here. Flurry is probably going to be our first peek into the antlion boss. We'll see who awaits us here at the bottom. I think with the items that we have found, this will probably not give Flurry any issues. Looks like Possum is also joining in the antlion looting. Is going to be given a quick tour of the cave.
And we find a many-faced Asura down here.
Not what I think. Well, we have mute arrows, I think. Oh, Flurry's doing a little dance.
And looks like Flurry is going to try and lifelock this Asura. Very heads-up play. If you can time everything correctly, she will only cast Life 1.
Yep, Yep, and so far it looks like he's got this set up. Let's see if Harumph is going to be doing the same thing. It looks like that is the case for Harumph as well. A little slower strategy since you have to wait for Sura to do her actions, but it is a lot safer too. You're not going to get a random Cure 4, Cure 3 to just reset all the progress back.
And Flurry has taken out that Asura, and we'll see what Antlion gives today.
Ooh.
Well, that's just more junk that we can pick up for this trip.
More junk and more companions to fill this car with.
I know our runners would love to find that Cecil to just stick that nice big holy sword on, or an edge.
Or another old man in a Fusoya.
Yeah, at which point you've got too many old men and you have to eat one of them.
Yeah, one old man limit on the road trip here, especially with a 4-man group. Looks like Flurry's going to do a little bit more shopping.
And Harumph is heading into Fabul. Gonna see what boss here has decided to attack. And find some mute arrows. That is a very nice pickup there in that weapon shop.
Probably wishes he had those before fighting the Asura, but glad he has them now. And Gambit picking up the curse ring. I don't believe Flurry did. So we've got 2 runners with curse rings. I did not see if Possum did as well, but Possum's also out. Has his Earth Crystal. We'll see where he decides to go.
And Possum is heading straight for Ordeals, knows he has an old man that will power up here at the top, hopes there's a Cecil out there that he can hand an Excalibur to. This play definitely makes sense.
Yeah, with that holy sword just sitting in the inventory, and if you do find that Cecil, you want to make sure to be able to hand it to him right away. We do know that Sid is waiting for our runners in Baron Inn, behind a Bigan of all people, so runners probably wanting to push that off a little bit if they can, even if it is only a 400 HP Bigan.
And Flurry is now picking up his old man here on Hobbs, while Harumph is taking out Mylon Z, and we find the Canadian content here in the first spot in Ordeals.
Yeah, if you were hoping for a rude note broach out in the sea somewhere, it's going to be here on Ordeals. This is probably one of the nicer spots to run to Ogopogo. The wave doing the standard half your health, but physical attacks here not too rough.
And Infinius in chat pointing out that Flurry did pick up that cursed ring on the way out, but Possum did not, because Possum had exit at that time.
Yep, so gonna be missing that out. We'll see how he wants to adjust with that agility. I know Gambit does have the heroine robe on the Rosa, so we'll see what they try to do with that. I think Gambit's Rosa is also rocking a silent staff.
Let Rosa hit things.
I can just imagine like Kane's driving a car, Rosa is just sitting out the window, wielding the staff like a baseball bat, looking for mailboxes on this road trip.
And we see a very bit of nice game knowledge from Flurry, casting that stone on those 2 remaining bombs, whereas Possum has found another dragon here up on Ordeals.
Yep, another curvy dragon, just waiting for our runners. So that's 2 nice looking dragons sitting on this bridge, just trying to bar our runners from driving through the mountain, saying, "Hey, this is my mountain," but looks like Possum's making it through.
And we have a treasury check on Gambit's side. This treasury was terrible except for a cursed ring, which Gambit already had.
Yeah, with RT standard, not every chest is weighted equally, so not a huge lot of value in the treasury other than just being 20 chests. I'm not sure how much more looting Gambit's going to be doing, but we will see what they decide to do as they start climbing Zod, it looks like.
And Harumph has decided that Sid would make a great addition to this road trip and finds a vanilla karate.
Yeah, this is kind of a rough fight for Harumph. Doesn't have Tella. Needs to keep his party up. This is a pretty punchy spot, even with the characters in the back row.
And this is the Mountain of Curvy Dragons with Leviathan here in the Crystal Dais.
Yeah, and I missed it earlier when Harumph picked up, but the reward for Fabul Defense was a pan. So Flurry's about to be getting his pan here shortly after this Mountain Z. We've got a Flame Dog check from Gambit.
We have a Darkness Crystal for Possum Orpheus. So that is the Moon open.
That's a big pickup. That's another character check. If it's Cecil, that's your Holy Sword wielder right there. A lot of interesting things that, maybe you do something cheeky, go check for like a free boss down in the LST.
Well, and even just raising that big whale is an objective.
I really should, remember the objectives. We set them earlier.
That was like more than 5 minutes ago.
Wow, feels like 7.
But Harumph just squeaking through, takes down that vanilla karate, and gets a protect ring.
But the real reward on this road trip for, stopping at an inn is getting another crotchety middle-aged man to join you who was holding on to that ring. He's going to bonk things.
And Gambit only getting a ribbon from that Flame Dog chest, unfortunately not giving, say, a crystal sword, the even more upgraded Holy Sword.
I mean, I know you're in the Booth Alley, and I know you want our runners to have nice things, but one crystal sword, or one Holy Sword is enough, I think.
But Possum going up to the moon, gonna make that character check, I'm sure.
Baron Guards here for Gambit. This is actually a nice split here. Has a mute bell as well. So is going to be able to mitigate this, but this is a kind of a punchy spot as we're seeing Kane and Tella taking some big hits.
And it's been a bit of a long trip so far, and the old man needs to take a nap.
Yeah, just a couple of hooligans just barring away and said, no, you go down, Gramps.
And we have another Sid here up on the moon. Not exactly the dream.
Not what you're looking for at all. But does give Possum access to that before the Baron Inn fight, which will, he's got a full 4-man party now.
But Gambit, his 2 boys are dead, but Rosa is hitting things very, very hard with that Silent Staff, and with that heroine robe, that guard is not doing much to her.
Not at all. She is shrugging these hits off like a champ, wielding that Silent Staff and taking these guards down. Gonna try and get Kane up for some XP, it looks like. Let's see if he can, let's see if Gambit can get this. Oh, no! The heroine robe minus the mage stats caused Gambit's Rosa to miss the cure.
Well, sometimes Rosa's just gotta tell a life.
She sees how well it works out for Tella. He's like, I can't lay down, but I can miss just like it. Gambit is through though. That's going to be our first runner through that. We'll see what these two characters are up here, and being that we can only have 4, who do you? If they're both two desirable characters, this could be a really interesting choice. We've got a pretty strong party as it is.
Eat the old man. With max 4, D-monies are not as desirable.
But he provides so much utility in all of his other, spells. Even if he misses them half the time. We'll see if Possum though is going to see the free item.
And up here we have Yang and Yang for all your Yang needs.
Does this count as a Spider-Man meme? Like, is that Yang pointing at Yang?
I don't know.
I mean, I know we're one short from the meme, the trifecta of it, but still, I think that counts. It's like, hey, I'm gonna free you.
But Possum remembers, free item is on, does get that rat tail, so nothing to worry about there.
And Flurry's got his Darkness Crystal. We'll see if he decides to go raise the whale. Hey, there's a Demus that's just going to be annoying.
Yeah, this is not helpful. It's just long.
Yeah. Gambit's going to be able to get through this fight, especially with that Demus only hitting Rosa for 1 damage. But it is going to take a bit just because we don't have a whole lot of great ways to, take Demus down.
But Flurry heading up to the moon, going to find that Sid up there. We'll see if he wants to do a little bit of a deeper dive.
Yeah, Possum, meanwhile, is following on Gambit's heels, heading up the Tower of Zot, going to be taking on his Baron Guard fight here momentarily, as Harumph is going to be working on the ordeals, going to get his Darkness Crystal. But we know that the progression is through this Earth Crystal.
And it looks like neither Tella or Yang are going to get any experience from this fight, as Rosa seems to be out of mana.
Yeah, we've seen life potions somewhere, I thought, but maybe Gambit hasn't seen them yet to pick up a stack. So just going to be trying to work through. Kane doing a lot of work with the jumps, so just a couple more jumps, I think, and Gambit's through.
And Possum, having that old man that has been powered up, does have access to stone, and it does hit, so those guards are no problem.
Blink and you miss it, those guards are out of here. What'd I do? I cursed, apparently? Did I curse Gambit? Oh, Kane's down.
But Harumph has gotten his Darkness Crystal, and we'll see if he heads on up to the moon as well, or goes ahead and takes on this Tower of Zot.
I think we see Harumph go up there, gonna do the character check. Everybody's hoping to find that Cecil. Yeah, this fight is Gambit is through the Demus. So gonna be getting through. We'll see where our progression goes next.
Personally, I'm hoping that it's a twin harp.
Oh, I know. One of our restream runners would be very upset if that were the case.
But the biggest upside to finishing Tower of Zot is Rosa now knows exit. So if you do yeet the old man, you still have access to that.
That's a required Baron key, though.
And the chain goes deeper.
Yeah, the question will be, is Gambit going to just chase that immediately? Or will they go up to Ordeals to get that powered up Tella? Oh, that's a nice shot.
Looks like Gambit wants to maybe sell some stuff and maybe find some utility items. Life potions, cure potions, illusions maybe?
Yeah, I would definitely, in his case, especially just going through Zot and realizing, while Rosa can carry me, she can't get anybody else up to get some XP. So decides though, hey, I'm heading into the sewers for this road trip. We don't need a car. We're just, gonna walk through some muck.
And picks up an Aegis shield, which honestly probably the best shield in the game.
100% agree. Provides petrify resistance. We still haven't seen about Valis or Evil Wall, where both of those can be really rude to have that. And provides mage defense. We haven't seen Magus Sisters either, so really nice shield to pick up for Kane. He's gonna love that.
Now I do believe we did see the Evil Wall bathing in the waterfall.
Oh, that is true.
But Harump is going to make a dive into Cave Bahamut. Maybe going to see if there's something easy to take on here. Get just that nice bonus of XP and possibly a key item.
Yep, Cave Summon is on for this flag set. If it's not King Queen, I think you're heading out of here. Oh. Oh, and he did yeet the old man already. Took 2 Sids instead of the Tella.
I didn't see who the boss was.
It was the other guards fight.
Well, that's... oof.
If you could get lucky, I mean, you gotta get real lucky. You could do that. If Tella can get, a toad or something like that off on the back one.
Or even just a stone on the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of need a Tella to do that.
Right, and Harumph is the only one who went and checked it. Possum is to the Demus, though, as Flurry's making the climb. Gambit working through the cow dolls. Is he going to be able to knock them down before the dolls form up into the big doll?
Looks like they're trying to keep that front doll alive with some zerked up characters just to kind of ensure that, because the Boreas and other items really not doing the trick.
No, they are not. And also, we do have a question in chat from Nagamasa. Yes, Baigan is the red guard with blonde hair.
And we get some explodes on these arms here. Possum just gonna let it happen, not gonna take the time to try and take them down.
Alright, we're gonna see this big doll.
Nope, Gambit getting through and gonna go on to the next part of this castle.
Yep, looks like to be the first of our restream runners who will get objective number 1, depending on who this boss is. Liberating Baron Castle opens up another check on the Odin Throne as well. Our progression is through here to get to the underground. We either need the hook or the magma key, and we've exhausted all their options unless it's on the moon. But there's got to be a way through here.
I hope it's Twin Harp.
I do as well. I want the chain to just keep going.
And we have an orb here on the Baron Throne. I'm not quite sure how that orb donned a costume to look like a king.
Normally, in a situation like this, the real answer would be magic. But being that it's a mechanical orb, I got nothing.
Maybe it's magnets.
Ha! I like it.
But Flurry gonna get his 2 Yongs. We'll see if he takes one, both, any.
Yeah, with the party that Flurry has, I think 1 probably makes sense. But I could make the argument for not taking any. Just depends on how much leveling you want to do. But it looks like, yep, Sid is out of there. Yang is in.
I would have taken the second one. It has a better palette.
Could agree. Definitely agree with you on that one.
And speaking of palettes, I do see my favorite Sid palette there of Eric the Red.
Always a great one. I mean, Sid's palettes in general are just really good.
He's canonically shirtless.
Yes. How could you not like that? I mean, right now he's wearing a black belt, but still, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's a shirt.
No shirt, only black belt.
Only black belt. Alright, Harumph is going into this guards fight. Possum is coming into Baron. Gambit is through the CPU fight. There's a foo.
Yeah, yeet the other old. Okay.
Oh.
That's surprising.
Well, Gambit may like the cursed Tella for agility purposing.
That is very true, but you are effectively at that point committing to a 3 parties Romus fight.
I don't believe C-Bai is on, so Gambit could go and pick up one of those other characters later on when they decide to do their grind. It's a hook.
It is a hook route.
This is going to become a magma key hunt. And that can be anywhere.
Yep, at this point we are looking for a magma key and we are looking for a pass.
And Gambit still has not gone up ordeals. So does not know the darkness crystal is out there. The pan is also waiting for them in Fabul. We'll see if Gambit decides to swing by there after checking the rat tail.
Gambit may be hoping for a river special and not having to do Fabul first. Is taking that hovercraft gonna check that rat tail?
I think with the hook in Gambit's inventory, they're probably going to check all these spots. You don't want to dive that hook route and have maybe the magma key be available somewhere else. Even with a required launch the Falcon objective, you still want to get that magma key.
And we found a package here in the or in the rat tail. Would you sit through that cutscene for a Cecil?
With an X in my inventory, yes.
Would you do it before you did or checked the hook route?
That is more subjectional. It's very hard because you don't want to go into the hook route to see the character there, because if it is a Cecil there, then you've wasted the entire package time. But depending on who's in the hook route, Cecil with an X-Cal can make really short work of a lot of bosses.
Well, it looks like we'll have to wait a little while longer because Gambit has decided, hey, I probably don't want to dive that hook route without at least my old men having their spells.
Yeah, in 3 bosses to get Fu powered up. I don't blame Gambit at all for making this play right here. You want as many spells as you can. Good chance that they can get the nuke. Meanwhile, we've got Possum, who is going to be going and getting his package. We'll see if he decides to check it.
And at this point, Possum also doesn't have anything else. Knows pretty much where everything is. So we'll likely be heading down to the next spot.
We'll see if Possum decides to do a Fabool before the hook route or after.
Oh, that's right. Possum hasn't done Fabool. Having the pan there is always so cheeky and kind of obnoxious.
Looks like we are getting a package check, though. And possible reset incoming in. Oh.
The decision.
Because here's the thing. We allow duplicate characters. So you take the Cecil, and if there's another one on the hook route, I think you take him too.
Every chest you don't open is a crystal sword.
Absolutely.
Oh, and look at that nice shade of blue for Fu on Gambit's side. That's a nice color.
Oh, and we got the Dart Paladin Cecil over there too. Nice.
We have got some nice palettes here in this seed. For anyone who might be new to Free Enterprise, these are the Fab palettes made by our resident artist, Scala Kitty. They are great. And not only do they help you distinguish between your multiple characters, but they're just fun little things that make it pretty.
Yeah, hats off to Scala Kitty on all the sprites. They all look great. Some of them are modeled after other characters, like you'll see Iridia, who's modeled out, colored after Terra from Final Fantasy VI, or Rosa has an Angela from Dragon Quest VIII. So a lot of variety in the palettes here. Possum is going through this long check though to get this Cecil.
I would love to see a Golbez or an Alt Gauntlet here, because I am a terrible person.
Oh, absolutely. Just a Bahamut.
Regular Blarg, gonna have a real bad time.
Back road, Rosa saying a bunk bunk. Who is Possum going to ditch? I am probably thinking.
I'd say Yang.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well. Oh, he kept the Tella too.
Well, now Tella's gone. Bye, Tella.
Yeah, so, hey, found the life potions. And while we do have some retreads going before Possum goes into the hook route, do want to do a shout out to our runners. Please, if you have not done so, give them a follow. They've been putting on a really good race for us, doing this 90s road trip for us. Also, to the Restream team, thank you, Alaska44, for rolling this fine seed, NG Dave for doing the tracking, and to my co-commentator, Alisale, thank you once again for joining me in the booth. As always, please give everybody a follow. Show your love and support to them. I'm sure everybody will be much appreciative.
Absolutely, and give my co-commentator a follow as well. He is fantastic.
Oh, there's a dragon turtle in the basement for Flurry.
That's disgusting.
I want that to have the heart that leads to the magma key.
That is probably the worst place for that turtle that is on Earth.
Absolutely. We are going to see this hook route for Possum, though. Gambit is through. Will Gambit go and get that Cecil from the package? Check the moon first. It flies right by the moon.
Gambit maybe wanting to check. Hasn't done the end check. So, gonna pick up this Sid.
2 more bosses for Fu. This is a good easy pickup for Gambit as well to get a couple more bosses. Quake gonna make really short work of both of these spots.
And Possum has decided that gonna make that Cane the cursed ring anchor. And gonna betray him.
The reverse betrayal onto that Cane, that's really interesting. He does have a number of other items because we do have that Dwarf Axe as well. So that Cane could be really suppressed in terms of agility for a long, long time.
And Possum wanting nothing to do with these chests down here, saying, I have a Strength Ring, Excal Cecil, let's go.
There's really only 2 things that Possum could be hoping for out of these chests, an Avenger or a Crystal Sword, and he probably passed up 3 of each of those on his way.
Oh, definitely. And we have a Cane here in the hook route, and those are the Magnus sisters.
I believe that there was a Rune Axe in the weapon shop in Baron.
Well, and Possum bought like 30 mute arrows.
Yeah, so I don't think those Magus Sisters are going to be giving our runners too much of an issue. We have a lot of nice tools to be able to handle them. Looks like Flurry trying to decide. It decides, no, I don't want the Cecil that bad.
Is having a moment of deliberation.
Decides the cutscene's worth it.
But Gambit raising their big whale, gonna go ahead and get number 4 objective down.
Yeah, so the runners all caught up. We've got Flurry and Harumph who have both done the football defense to have their pan. Harumph is going to climb this and find the Tella and be like, I wish I would have had you for those guards. And we know this can't be Wyvern for Possum.
Womp, 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 womp.
Those of you hoping for something quite rude in the hook route, this plague is not what you were expecting or hoping for. Not with Nuke Fu.
I don't think anything would have been that scary with Nuke Fu.
Golbez could have handled Nuke Fu. But Golbez couldn't be there. Golbez can't get our normal path to underground.
And Possum saying, I don't need to save, I'm not scared. And gonna quake these sisters.
Yep, I would not be surprised to see a Berserk going on the Cecil as well. Harumph looking for a few more bosses, trying to get Fu up to Nuke. And
there is Nuke, and there's that Berserk.
Hey, Gambit's got a lot of money.
Money's fun. You can buy nice things with money.
Just gotta find all the nice things.
Well, maybe we'll get to Forge and we'll get that extra shop with all the pretty shiny things.
That would be really nice, because I believe the Super Smith flag is on. So not only will we be forging something nice, with that shop, but could potentially give it a really nice super weapon for our characters.
I also enjoy T-Junk being on and seeing all this equipment that you never see, like the Bard shirt.
Yeah, we've been seeing a number of things. We've seen a couple of spears, a lot of iron armor, runners having to manage this inventory boss. Gambit is skipping the package check, going underground. Harumph did the same thing.
And we have an antlion there at the top of the tower. That's gross and not gross.
Not for this party. This party will be able to roll right through that.
Yeah, we'll just microwave it.
That's what happens when the antlion is away from its natural habitat of the moon.
It's the Whip Whip. You never get to see the Whip Whip.
No, and it's the close cousin of the Spear. 3 runners in the hook route, though. We got Possum heading right to Dwarf Castle. We'll see, trying to, maybe do some more character checks. But the warp glitch is on, so that's another reason to head here. This is a twofer.
And that's a Golbez. He's so dancy and happy.
And French, oh no, that was Luge.
That's Luge. Okay, maybe I should adjust my glasses.
But there's a Lunar Sparkle behind this as well.
So that is either D-Lunars or Wyvern.
But we've got to get through the Doctor of the Dialogue first. So Fu gonna make really short work here of this first phase and the second phase too.
Yeah, that didn't take long.
But did you know that this is the real fight?
Are you sure? Because I think he's dead.
He might be. But he told me it was the real fight.
Well, don't you have to, have the other person attack too for it to be a fight?
Details. He got an action off by speaking. Hey, there's a bard.
Yeah, that bard went whoop.
Yeah, unfortunately, no spoon in sight. We don't need anybody to be singing show tunes. Fu dodging the Mega Nuke, though.
Yeah, Fu and not today, Wyvern, not today.
And that was pretty lucky too. I mean, I know Fu's pretty loaded right now, and that's not a high magic spot, but whew, that still would have, I think, taken Fu out.
Uh, it would have been close because it only did about 1,200 to the other party members. They just unfortunately had less health than that.
That is usually how I play the game, is to try and get my opponent to have less health than me. Hey, there's a pass.
That seems required. We are just looking for a magma key.
And there's Hat the Forge you were looking for, Allie.
Sometimes you just really need to go to the very, very fancy thrift words.
The fancy room.
Ooh, a defense sword.
That is from the Mad Ogre chest, and I believe Harumph is the only one to have gone and checked for that. So, nice pickup. Since Harumph does not have that Cecil, so Kane is now using an in-game weapon.
Tourist shop was the word I was looking for.
Ah,
Where you can buy all the really high-priced junk that you don't need.
oh, and now because you said it, I really hope it's a junky shop too.
Yeah, with like more heroine robes and defense swords or stuff that we already have.
Mm-hmm. But because it's, we got it while on the road trip, we're gonna have to get at least one. Are gonna get our first look at the Fey March. We've got two bosses down here. We've got a free item sitting in a chest that Possum was about to pick up. Just a Dragoon Spear.
I mean, if you don't pick up the defense sword, Dragoon Spear is a pretty good replacement.
Question in chat from Nix666. The pan is in the Fabul defense, so Possum and Gambit both have faded that, hoping to only do a single dip there. Fortunately, to do that is a required double dip of Fabul.
And I do believe that double dipping Sylph Cave takes more time than double dipping Fabul.
Yes, it does. And that was an Odin and a Ruby. And Possum says, no thank you.
That Odin is going to be real fast.
I'm changing my answer. I want the harp leading to the magma key behind that Odin.
I mean, I'm still holding out hope that the harp is behind Alt Gauntlet at Ogopogo that leads to the magma key, but that would work too.
That would also be nice. We still have a lot of options on the table here, chat.
And Rosa is causing problems.
Oh, imagine if she had gotten that mute off on the Fu.
But we see Quake come out and does take out Mindy, but still has Sandy, and Sandy can cause some problems.
Yeah, Sandy likes to cause all the status effects, the Berserk, the Charm, as we saw, but is down. Gambit is through. Flurry is through. Harumph got the Plague down. We'll see how he handles the Mega Sisters.
With those mute arrows, probably very well.
That would be my expectation as well. And there goes Harumph. Where is Possum going? Probably to Fabul? Yep.
I forgot that we did Wyvern, and I'm like, why? What happened to Possum's party? What did you do?
Oh, yeah. And then the walk through Fey March and Sylph. Oh, trying to skip the Fabul defense.
I mean, it's a really nice shirt.
It is a fantastically white shirt. You do not want to eat ribs while wearing it.
But it's not the value.
That is going to be, on this road trip, a guaranteed stop at the laundromat at some point.
But Flurry finding the other half of Forge from the Sylphs.
Yeah, he probably will not be far from checking Dwarf Castle here. I suspect that he is going to Fabul, getting 2 checks. Going to be doing that Warp Glitch as well. Gambit, meanwhile, is a Dwarf. Going to be probably doing the same.
And we have microwaved our Mylon Zed.
In 3, 2, 1, we'll hear Possum saying, "Darn it."
And let's see what Sheila has. That is a tower key.
Flurry has 2 twofers lined up. Which one will he tackle first?
But Harumph is going to fall into a pitfall. It's a shame those characters can never remember where it is.
I don't know how many times I've looked for so many different ways. There's only one flag that allows me to avoid it, but I've tried everything, Allie. I cannot avoid that pitfall.
Have you tried not standing on that tile?
Yes, I have, but I can't get to any other tile.
Magnets.
That is what allowed the CPU to be a king earlier. Asuka, if I could find the magma key, I would have used it.
But Possum getting that legend sword, we'll see if he wants to go check Kakol's shop. It could be a Lightbringer, which is better than a crystal sword.
It could be a piece of scrap, which is not better than anything.
It's like the lottery. So much fun.
Ironically cheaper than the lottery, and a lot more chances to win, usually.
But Possum going to chase the key items, definitely the right choice. We are in a race.
Yeah, he's going to be led right back to the underground, though. I wouldn't be surprised for him to skip it once he sees he's got to go back there. Dueling dialogue, though, here for Flurry and Gambit.
But Quake comes out, and it turns out that machines are vulnerable to falling down into a deep ravine. Who knew?
I know I didn't. I mean, yeah, you'd like to think that you know such things until you see it actually happen, though. It really, really changes your perspective. Holy Excalibur has a very interesting question, though, Allie. Is the hovercraft a boat?
I think it's like one of those duck boats that they have in Wisconsin Dells.
I can see that. You know, you don't want to take it out on the ocean. I mean, you could, but do you really want to?
But none of our runners taking that Edward.
I can hear the sad restreamer noises now.
And Possum picked up Siren somewhere. I didn't see where, but that's fine. And gonna go ahead and burn some Sirens.
I think they're right here in Tamra. Yep.
And Cecil able to take out those eggs with one crunch crunch.
Is that one crunch, or is that just 2 crunches?
I don't know. My whole view is shattered.
While my co-commentator sorts through the views of her life, we do have these eggs going. Neither runner who has found both pieces of the forge, as Flurry's about to, has checked to see what our Supersmith item is.
And we do see they found a Sork robe, which is a great piece of gear for that Rosa. While she was getting to hit things in the early game, we kind of need her to go on healing duty now.
Yeah, we want to make sure that she can, take a hit but keep the party up and, cast one spell to make all the life numbers go up. So that's what the Sork robe is going to do for us instead of the Heroine robe where it makes all the numbers go down. Nobody wants to go see Kakol.
They've realized that it's just a tourist trap and that he doesn't really have anything of value.
He gives away 1 free item for each visit. Well, for the first visit.
But do you really need more overpriced junk?
Only if it's an upgrade to what you've got already.
Or if it's shiny. I like shiny things.
We all like shiny things.
But Possum, having done a grind, has decided, okay, I'm going to go to the top of tower first, because Odin at Leviathan is still terrible.
Mm-hmm. Flurry is contemplating poor life choices, though. Hasn't checked all the shops in the underground, so not aware that sirens are waiting for him in Tamra. We'll see if he decides to head there next.
Yep, heading straight to Tamra. Gonna find those sirens, and likely all of our runners are gonna start doing their grinds.
Yeah, we do have 10 key items for most of the runners at this point. Possum was getting that 68,000 for each egg. So heading to the top, feeling quite overpowered for this antlion that is ahead.
And we're gonna microwave it. Microwaved antlion.
Flurry is going to the tourist trap first. Is this the equivalent of like the mystery spot?
Yes.
Bring me a sword and a rock. Get something. Oh.
I mean, that's pretty fancy.
That is that is some fancy. Oh.
That looked like Zeus gauntlets. I think we are in sell everything mode.
Oh, yeah, we are. Fortunately, they show up right after Gambit just sold a bunch of things to get Sirens, but getting at least 1 set. That was also an Artemis bow, too, if you did want to go back to Warrior Princess Rosa. Kane says, "Oh, Cecil, that X-Scal is adorable."
But Flurry looks like he is going to start his grind, while Possum Morpheus is just heading through this antlion and takes it out.
Yeah, and gonna be cursing the foo here. I like to play. Gonna just let Kane just one-shot these dragons.
And we get a useless piece of junk from this antlion.
I missed it. How useless was it?
It was the Luca key.
Oh, that's pretty useless. Alright, Allie. We're gonna assume that this all gauntlet is gonna be a bonk check. Moon, Kanatsu at Odin's spot, or Odin and Ruby in the Fate March.
Well, Possum knows that we haven't seen King Queen Eblin. He hasn't seen Kaipo guards, hasn't seen the D-Imps, and hasn't seen Water Hag.
Yeah, a lot of free bosses, and we do know that the Kaipo guards are waiting for us in the cave value.
Yep, there's a lot of free checks still left out there. I'd head up to the moon.
So what's the rudest thing? I'm sitting here trying to think of it myself. I'm thinking D-Lunars at that Masamune holding the harp, which leads to the Magna Key.
Probably. Or even in the ribbon room, they're pretty nasty. Although with that foo, D-Lunars aren't too much of a threat.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we've got Curse Ring as well, so a lot of bosses really aren't a threat. But it looks like Gambit is going in. It decides, yeah, we'll do the Ruby first. Oh, this could still be Elements. It's not.
That is definitely one full leg, and that is some tofu. Because we sort of need to eat a little healthier with all that junk food.
Ooh, that glare taking out the foo, though.
But Possum has finally finished the alt gauntlet here. Probably my third favorite spot to see it. We'll see what item he gets from this, if it is go mode or if it is nothing.
Yep, we do just need that one magma key for our go mode. All of our runners just looking for it. Looks like Harumph is going to be checking this package.
And Rubicant has something against old men today.
I mean... Ooh, apparently it's something against Sid, too. The double punch there for almost 1,800 damage.
But Gambit gets through this. We'll see if they're rewarded.
Pinktail. Non-adamant. Could be something else, though.
Yep, it could be a Bahamut summon. Or another white shirt.
Or samurai arrows. Oh wait, it has to be tier 7. Definitely a Murasame.
Possum. Possum. Possum.
Maybe he's just being a completionist and open the door.
But Possum found the harp. I think he's pouting.
Ah, that was the harp out of the tower key, so... Ooh, Gambit, meanwhile. Oh, Rosa lived? No, she didn't. try and get these jumps timed off. So far, so good for Gambit. Oh, is he going for? He's going for the Thunderstruck.
I don't think he's got the right timing, though.
He didn't.
Nope.
He tried. Oh, Kane lived. Kane did not live.
Womp, womp.
That would mean Gambit would have to redo that Ruby fight for that pink tail. Is Possum? Oh, he was checking the boss?
Possum, I have many questions to ask you in this interview. But Flurry getting the bad news of 5 random encounters of random junk.
That's not junk. They have lives and meanings to somebody there in the tower.
Yes.
To someone. I don't know who, but somebody. Maybe themselves.
Also, I like that the tofu and foo have the same palette.
Alright, my headcanon is now they're the same. That food palette is clearly just a sentient tofu.
Tofu soya?
Honestly, I think Asuka trumped you with the tofu. NG Dave, no. Gambit did not save in between those bosses. So, if Gambit wants that pink tail, he's gonna have to take out Ruby. Oh, where did Harumph pick up an Avenger?
Trap chests? Maybe?
Yeah, I missed it. Possum says, though, I want nothing to do with that Fey March or this harp that I've got in my inventory. We're going to the moon. Thank you, Blywin. Looks like it was the stalemate chest.
We'll see if Flurry decides to be the people's champion today and go ahead and check that harp.
Odin does not have the goods for us, just an Artemis bow.
And yep, Flurry heading straight to Troya. Gonna go ahead, get the black chocobo, and gonna give us some tunes.
I think Flurry knows, considering who our restreamer is, who likes to roll required harp seeds. Banking on the meta choice.
Well, and also banking on the meta that Possum won't do it first.
Rumph, meanwhile, is working on his egg grind. Gambit, after the Fey March not giving them what they look for, is going to be heading to the tower, going to be getting their harp at the end of the alt gauntlet. So why are we so excited about this harp check?
Well, we like to randomize things here in this community, and one of the things we randomize is the awful music that Edward plays to subdue the Dark Elf.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a Dark Elf, I would definitely be subdued by that because it's just, like, it's terrible. But we like to make it better, and I think we're over 260 different harp songs that can be available.
That's a lot of songs.
So here in a moment, Edward's going to spring out of the bed. He's going to start strumming. We're going to see Possum get a white spear. over from those guards.
And we'll be quiet now for some tunes. And that was Locke's theme from Final Fantasy VI, and that is an apple.
Oof. That means Possum is on the right track. The moon is holding our magma key.
Or Kenazo is holding our magma key.
Or Kanatsu. You are absolutely right. Forgot all about the dragon turtle.
But we see some bonus leg here with elements.
Yeah, we did mention there's still a number of free fights available here on the moon. Elements with this party is pretty free. Our party should be able to take it out without too much issue.
Did Flurry only do a half tower?
I believe Flurry only did a half tower, was trying to pull the Penguinator special. Possum life staff.
So I'm going to laugh if our magma key is behind a freebie at, say, Ribbon Room.
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe King Queen Eblin, because that is the freest of free.
Yeah, and Flurry, this is really nice for Flurry because Flurry has that save at the bottom of the tower, so he can just reset out of this once he sees his Luca key. Harumph, meanwhile, hasn't checked and done the gauntlet, which is where he's heading right now. Yep, and there's that reset.
Yep. Don't really need that. It's pretty useless.
Alright, Flurry, go check the Kanatsu. No.
Flurry wanting nothing to do with any of those nasty K-summon bosses. Totally understandable.
Yeah, we know the two in the Fey March not holding the goods. We don't know about the Kanatsu at the Odin Throne. It looks like a Possum's going to give us a look here at the Ribbon Room.
It's a dance party.
I mean, a thriller is a thing.
Well, and sometimes you need to go to a disco when you're on a road trip.
I mean, I've seen in the movie Road Trip where they went to the frat party. I don't know about a disco.
It's sort of like a club.
It is real shiny and shimmery with that, that crystal backdrop.
So here's a question. Are the guests actually Mylon's children?
I mean, I like to think of it as like, not necessarily, how like some of the elder generation will call people like honey or shug or child, something like that. I think it's more like that.
I live in the South. They do that to everybody.
So there you go. It could just be something like that. But Mylon is also undead, so I mean, maybe he considers all zombies his children.
Is he like the elder, kind of like you have the elder vampire? He's like the elder zombie?
I'm not sure. I mean, because he's got like worm arms when he's in his Z form. Hey, there's a spoon.
Still not the drain.
It wasn't the free fight in the ribbon room. But we are running out of places, and here's the dark imps.
They're gonna hit a little hard, but they aren't the biggest threat.
But they know who can one-shot them. I think Possum's Foo has the curse ring on, though.
Well, this should be interesting.
Less interesting. Hey!
I mean...
Allie, you've been looking for the entire seed, and you finally got your crystal sword.
I do love a crystal sword, Cecil, more than anything else.
This moon has been stacked, though, with a life staff, a spoon, and a crystal sword so far as rewards.
Unfortunately, none of those are a magma key that we throw down a well.
Well, Possum still has 2 checks left. Does not know about the Kanatsu in the Odin throne room.
And you were right about these D-Lunars here in this Mazamune spot.
Yeah, and I think this is probably the rudest fight we can get here, too, at this point.
Possum's not scared.
No, not with a crystal sword, and not with a Nable's lance. And there is no scaredness tonight.
And Flurry, following Possum's footsteps, has found the elements. Does push to the turtle phase.
Getting the practice in for, possibly having to do the turtle and Odin. Flurry's the only runner, I believe, to have gone down there and checked to know that that's where Kanatsu is hiding.
That is required. That is our go mode.
Yep, in the bottom of the LST is the magma key that opens the way to underground.
Well, we're getting a little bit closer to the end of this road trip with Possum.
Yeah, he is hightailing it out of there. He sees that he is a couple exits away.
And knows that he's going to have to face Dad about that credit card bill.
Asuka could be the Sand Ruby, but the Sand Ruby could also be at the Crystal Sword altar. But, oh, come on, Possum. Oh, wait, I think it still says the dialogue. You don't have to, check the well again. It's going to say it. Since the mountain is already open, it's gone.
Well, that's gone.
If you are new to Free Enterprise and you're interested in running, one of the things I would highly recommend doing is talking to the NPCs. A lot of dialogue is different for the NPCs in the various towns, in the various places, as you just saw there. You say, well, that's gone. I don't. You don't have that opportunity in the vanilla game, but we've got Possum heading down to take somebody on.
Yeah, you see, Zeromus is a little too big and a little too bad for them to put into the outline spot, no matter how many times I ask for it. But Zeromus also likes to cosplay. Zeromus loves to cosplay and has hundreds of different outfits. I believe we are over 500 outfits at this point. So yeah. Do you want to ask the question?
Sure. So, with all those cosplay, Zeromus is a fantastic cosplayer, but always seems to leave one part, exposed for us to, give it the boot. So, whose Tookus is going to get the Bookus tonight?
And is it cute?
That is definitely a question that a number of the cosplays are very cute. That's good. I'm sure that there are some people out there who might think that Zool is cute.
And Flurry's showing us where that sand ruby was at the wyvern spot.
Committing to the full top down, getting the crystal. Looks like Gambit is going to be heading to the heart. Why did Flurry exit from the crystal sword? Oh, he's going to do the Feymarsh bosses.
And we have a luminous. I don't think this has a butt.
And even if it did, I don't think you'd want to classify that as cute.
It just stares at you.
Like, I'm moving around in my chair, chat, and it's just following me. I don't know how Scala got that effect to happen, but it is following me as I rotate around.
But we have our first big bang out. That was a pretty nasty big bang. But everyone is still standing.
Also to note, while we have our 4 restream runners up on here, there are a number of runners going tonight, not just the 4 that we have. We have 12 entrants in tonight's race. None of them have finished yet.
So we could have our first place finisher here on screen with Possum.
Flurry is going to take on Kanatsu, nagging doubt in the back of his mind. We have rocks already for Possum.
Wait, rocks? And that is GG's to Possum. That was a blink and you will miss it fight for Zeromus. I think that's one of the fastest I've ever seen.
Flurry getting the Zeus gauntlets. And we'll see about getting Possum in here for an interview.
And Possum did finish in first place with a time of 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 59 seconds.
GG's to Possum, and we're joined by Possum. GG's.
So, Possum, Sealed Cave.
Hold on, let me unmute first and say, hello everyone.
Hello.
Yeah, so sealed cave. Yeah, so I made the comment in the race room about reading the flags or not, and about how I was kind of tired. And yeah, we're just going to chalk that one up to being tired and not paying attention to things like doing the warp glitch and intentionally quaking the wyvern instead of nuking to leave myself with enough MP to do the warp glitch and then consequently forgetting entirely about it about 20 minutes later when I got the Luca key. Yeah, that felt great when the boss just popped up in Luca and I was like, ah, crap.
Well, you already stole the treasure and then you came back.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. I can't defend it. I can't. It all worked out though, right?
It did.
It
Excellently
certainly
well
did. But what did you think of that seed overall?
So here's the funny part. Had I not screwed up that Luca key thing, I probably don't end up stopping back by the forge because it's not on the way then. And I probably don't end up with Kane's crystal sword. I just end up with Cecil's crystal sword, which would have been fine. So, I mean, overall, Seed was fun. Lots of power. Early game was interesting. I don't know what happened with my demist fight. I feel like that demist was zooming along, and I could not get anything to happen with it for a while. It was very odd. But overall, that fun little flag set. I love restricted party sizes, and it helps when you get super powered characters to go with it.
Well, and finding that Cecil there in the package.
Yeah.
You were just like, yes, please. I will sit through 2.5 minutes of cutscene.
If there was a Cecil on the hook route, I was willing to lose the race to that. Because taking that Cecil immediately just saves me so many headaches. We started with an X-Cal. Like, you can't say no to that. He's the guy.
Yeah, and everybody here on the restream definitely made the same choice, except for Gambit. I don't believe Gambit did check the package, or if they did it later. So, is the only one on the restream who is not rocking that X-Cal Cecil.
Yeah, that's I mean, probably not going to matter in the long run because of the Abel's Lance on Kane and the Crystal Sword at the Plague Spot, which you're almost certainly going to do en route to getting the Magma Key. So long term, it really doesn't matter, but it definitely helped get through some things in the mid game. So, Fu with Nuke is great, but sometimes you just need to hit things.
Yeah, unfortunately, Harumph is the only one on stream who found an Avenger in the Staleman chest. So, has been zooming with an Angry Sword and an X-Cal.
And now I'm a little jealous, because I even contemplated looting a little more in Hook Route, but I was like, I have what I need now. I have Cecil with a stick, and I have Fu with a nuke.
That usually takes care of things. But was there anything else that really stood out to you in this race?
I feel like that's a loaded question, that there should be something, and I'm completely missing it. I mean, there was a twin harp that I was never going to touch with all the other checks available. I apologize for nothing. We even have emotes for that. Fade the harp. No, I mean, there were a lot of SIDs early on. I could have done without all of them.
We were really hoping for the Alt Gauntlet Ogopogo leading to Harp leading to Magma.
I see. Why don't you just wish a Porum start upon me as well then?
But I also wished for a Crystal Sword.
Right.
Oh, that's fair. It balances out that way. No, Alt Gauntlet at Ogopogo with this party would be fine. You have Kane with a Dragoon Lance, which takes care of the nasty part of it. Abel's Lance takes care of some of the rest of it. I think Abel's Lance might even hit the machine weakness on the 50 evil masks, so it makes it quite simple, if I remember right, as far as tackling that gauntlet.
Yeah, imagine knowing things like weaknesses.
I said I think. I don't promise on that one, because this is maybe only the second or third time I've played with the Able Slants, but I want to say, if I remember right, it hits the machine weakness.
I didn't even know they were machines.
Well, I mean, nothing in this game that should be a machine is a machine. Like, there's random screamers or grudgers or whatever they are in the sealed cave, and evil masks, and then CPU's not a machine, but Dr. Luge is. Your guess is as good as mine.
But I don't have any more questions. What about you, Bad Karma?
Nope. Excellently run race tonight. You did really well coming first overall. And even with the trip into the sealed cave that wasn't needed, still came out on top. So GG's to you on that. We're going to be seeing you on the run back on Friday.
Possibly. We shall see. The week is young, and I am getting older by the minute, so we'll see if I have the stamina to make it till Friday. I make no promises, but I'll do my best to try to defend the crown.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you there, and if we don't, you still at least have the win tonight. So GG's once again, and thank you for putting on an excellent race and volunteering to be restreamed.
Yeah, thank you everyone involved. Appreciate it, Bad Karma. Thank you, Ali, as always, representing Team Lakshmi well. I look forward to the watchback of this. Thank you, Dave, for tracking, and Asuka for rolling a very generous and kind seed. It seems the naming scheme for our two-time GDQ runner / restreamer extraordinaire Asuka got us all a nice, kind, little overpowered seed. So thank you, everyone involved, and y'all have a fantastic night.
Awesome. I did actually use that in the introduction, too.
Yes, I love it. Thank you, Bad Karma.
Well, thank you so much, and again, GG's. And in the meanwhile, Harump did find that Key has dropped it down the well and is getting ready for his Zeromus fight.
And during that interview, we've had a number of runners finish up. Second place being X Pancraz, third place Stone Dingley, Roger McBain in fourth, Frostbite 3030 in fifth, Rybon in sixth, and Jay Runner in seventh place. GG's to all of you who have finished up.
And it looks like both Flurry and Harump have gone with the hit things real hard with a crystal sword method of killing the D-Lunars.
Yeah, you don't need much more strategy than that when you're swinging for quad nines. Harump is gonna give us a reprise of this Illuminonimus, so let's see if his fight goes as quickly as possible. Flurry about to get the Magma Key. Gambit not very far behind.
Yep, all of our runners are kind of have congregated and realized that the moon does not hold the value tonight. Gonna get their magma keys and gonna take it on home.
This road trip is quickly coming to an end for all of our runners. One more time, as we had Possum in here, Harump doing the Zeromus fight. Please give our runners a follow. They have put on a really great race for us here tonight. Very entertaining. So please make sure you do give them a follow. Show them the love. That I'm sure they would appreciate it as well.
Absolutely, and do give our restreamer and tracker and my co-commentator a follow. Great people. They'll put on a great time for you.
And to you as well, Ali. As always, it's really fun to do commentating with you, as Harump is getting going with the creepy eye that will follow you around everywhere.
And we have Frog. Little baby frog.
Just a will frog.
And Flurry also remembering to drop the key down the hole. You can 100% believe that if I ran this, I would forget that and be staring at Zeromus.
I mean, I've done it. I'm pretty sure everybody's done it. Get into those Zeromus fight, be like, dude, where's my crystal? Got coffin strats for Gambit though to get through the dark ends, trying to lower the number. It looks like Fu did miss the stone.
Fu, please.
He's not in the middle spot. He doesn't know what to do.
Well, we can't all be lucky enough to have the middle slot.
I think he missed twice. Did Gambit go to Kakol?
I don't think he did. Or that they did.
We'll have to ask him about that, because I think Gambit's Kane may just be rocking a Blizzard Spear.
Blizzard Spear is not Dream.
We've got Reflect Nukes to go along with Crystal Sword Cecil over on Harump's side with that Avenger. Whew. Those boys are swinging for 7k a hit.
Cecil and Kane angry.
Very angry.
Oh, or we could just skip the refill. That's fine too.
Yeah. And GG's to Harump coming in 9th place overall, 2nd place on the restream with an official time 1 hour, 38 minutes, 34 seconds. GG's to him.
And we will not be joined by Harump in an interview, but just give him a follow, give him your GGs for a very nice Zeromus fight and for a race well run.
As Flurry is getting ready to throw the crystal out and will also be working through his Zeromus fight.
And Gambit is basically down to one spot left here on the moon, and they are heading there right now.
We'll see how Gambit decides to handle this D-Looters fight. Doesn't have the Crystal Sword Cecil to just go quad 9s, so we'll see if frogs are in Gambit's future as well, or if we're just going to see quakes and nukes and viruses and all sorts of things.
And that nuke coming out on Flurry, and Kane going lol.
Yeah, Able Lance, Crystal Sword, similar palettes for Kane and Cecil. These boys are just going to be angry and swinging away. Just one little big bang.
Are the D-Lunars dragons?
They are.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's weird with the racial and the elemental weakness. Like, if you have the white spear versus the dragoon spear, I think you still want the white spear. But dragoon spear doing the quad 9s with the jumps. Cure 4 also helping out.
Sid doing Sid things and just defending.
Flurry's got rocks though. His angry boys are getting him through. Cecil the only one getting hit too. Get your GGs in chat for Flurry, coming in 10th place, 3rd on the restream. We'll see about getting him in here for an interview.
And there is Gambit's Magma Key. Probably going to make a quick exit, toss it down the well, and gonna take their shot at Illuminous.
And is going with Cute Frog on the way out as well.
Little Bitty Frog is my favorite.
Just a wee little frog.
That's my favorite part of spring and summer, is when you go outside and there's just little frogs hanging out, or little toads.
Alright, Gambit has the Magma Key, heading back to Earth. Gonna be stopping the Eggar, and we are joined by Flurry. GG's, Flurry.
Kinda. Thanks though, GG.
So tell us what you thought about that seed.
I mean, it was mostly relatively nice. I had a pretty good pace going, but in a community race, I tend to want to try to play for first. So when I went to do the half tower play and that gauntlet comes up, I'm like, it's a check I think most people skip. The worst possible thing this could have would be Twin Heart. Alright, what are the chances? There's 12 other spots left. 1 out of 12 minus whatever the probability of moon summons are. Not great. Then it's Twin Heart. I'm like, well, I gotta do it. I gotta. And then it was an apple, and I was like, alright, well, time to just gamble my way into Oblivion. So yeah, after that it was, I'll try top down, because maybe if someone goes bottom up, there's a couple of bosses if it's there. And after I did the first couple, after Crystal Sword Altar, nobody had finished at that point. So I was like, well, the only chance I have it at first is if I just bail and check the case summon spots. And sadly, that did not pay off either. So yeah, the old 28 out of 28, but it was fun. Like, gosh, that Abelance, that yes, can I get more of those? Fu showing up when he did was great. The bosses being what they were on the hook route were great. Like, this was a very kind seed.
Well, and we saw your moment of deliberation on that Cecil.
Yeah, so at that point I'm thinking, is it worth it to check wait, what if he's at the hook route? How silly am I going to feel if I take this package and he's at the hook route? I'm like, you know what, just do it, just go. So, fortunately, it was not a Cecil, so I think that was the correct play to make, although that X-Cal sure got shoved down the depth chart about 30 minutes later.
Well, I mean, yeah, you've heard of X-Cal wielding Cecil, but have you heard of 2 Cecils? Because C-Dupe was not, or duplicate characters was allowed.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't have hurt. But the whole point of Izzy in the hook route has more to do with am I giving up the 3 minutes on doing the package?
Definitely, that's always a check. I totally didn't wish for Golbez there.
I mean, sure, from a spectator stance, that totally makes sense. The package and I have a history. It's not a good one. But it was Bahamut, so that's fine.
But yeah, was there anything that really stood out to you in this seed?
I'm interested to see like what the opening shopping play is, especially with T Standard, because I did not want to take a hook route, even with food, with no life potion, so I ended up hitting up basically every shop, and with Sirens on, the gated shops are quite important as well, so how that kind of materializes with a different party I'd be interested to see. With this one, it was pretty straightforward. Like I was a little concerned about not being able to damage Mom Bomb in time, which turned out to not really be that much of an issue, but that's why I bailed on it. So I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. Party 4 is quite interesting. Be interested to see what we can plan with something like that. So the more Party 4s I see, the more I'm interested in like what kind of stuff can we do with that, because it's a flag I think we haven't really explored as much, and y'all know I tend to test stuff out and play a bunch, so I definitely would love to see something pretty neat cooked up with party size, max Party 4. That's the big note for me in this flag set.
Yeah. It was really interesting seeing, because everybody pretty much had the same party with the character choices that we had. Gambit was the only one who didn't do the package check, so it came in, is in Zeromus now with Kane, Sid, Fu, and Rosa.
Yeah, all things told, like, that Excal Cecil, in the end, might not have been worth the 3 minutes just because you got that Able Lance really quickly. Like, the first two, I had Cecil Cursed Ring for the hook route fight, and he didn't get a turn in Dwarf Castle. So after that, it was when I forged, and I was like, okay, Cecil, I'm glad I spent 3 minutes to get you, and you're in the back seat. So, like, that might have been the answer. Let's see, all things considered, but it's hard to pass up on Excal Cecil, man.
Absolutely. Well, and you know that every chest you don't open is a crystal sword, so...
I was about to lose my mind when I bought an Ogre Axe, and the very next chest I loot, the first thing in Antline Cave was an axe. It was a poison axe. I'm like, this game just knows.
Well, all in all, really, really well done. The gambles just didn't fall in your favor tonight. Would have been really interesting race if they had. Any final thoughts for us?
Nope, gotta put out some tape of me doing some crazy stuff, so I don't get the reputation of always going the same route. No, this was a lot of fun. Love to see the turnout for community races, so we can get more of y'all in them. And yeah, appreciate you guys taking the time to volunteer for this. This is always a fun show to put on, and hopefully I'll see y'all on the ladder.
Well, thank you for volunteering to be restreamed, and we'll be seeing more of you here soon, I'm sure.
All right, sounds good.
And that was our 10th place finisher, Flurry 14. A wonderful runner of this game, always kind of testing the boundaries. Definitely go give him a follow.
And we've got Gambit here in a really interesting situation. We had 3 really quick Zeromus fights from Flurry Possum and Harumph, but Gambit doesn't have the Able Lance, doesn't have the Crystal Sword Cecil either, so is working through this Zeromus, and I think it's got it handled. It's just going to take a little bit longer.
Unfortunately, just can't get both that Fu up and an Elixir out to kind of bring that Fu back to power.
Yeah, getting some bad timing has Kane and Sid both doing Angry Boy strats, so it's all up on Rosa to try and get the party up, but also trying to get Fu back up as well. We'll see how... Oh, looks like going to the Elixir.
And we'll see if this Cure 4 comes out in time.
Not sure if that's a Big Bang Shake or if that's a phase shift. I'm not doing any counting up here. Make sure you are getting your cheers in chat though for Gambit. Let's get them through this fight.
There's that big bang. Hopefully those nukes start coming out again.
Looks like they will. Is going to be probably only going to get maybe one off until that black hole comes out, because that should be coming up here in a minute.
And like you said, there's that black hole. Gonna try and get Kane and Sid re-zerked up.
There's the rocks, though.
Unfortunately, that Foo did not survive rocks, but Jumpy and Beardy should bring it home.
What more do you need? Bearded jumps?
And that is GG's to Gambit.
Get your GGs in chat. Gambit is through, and we'll see about getting them in here for an interview.
And with that, I do believe we are joined by Gambit. GG's to you.
You know, I feel like Locke's theme for the Twin Harp song was pretty dang good, considering the fact that Chain stole the seat away from me.
It's funny because the two runners on the restream who did not do the harp were Possum and Harumph.
Yeah, that was a chain, and getting the pan from football, I said, of course this is a pan. And I go back, and I'm like, okay, you know, I make the safety save by the whale, thinking, okay, cool, if it's nothing, I just reset back, I'm fine. It's Tower Key from Philo 2, and I'm like, oh, I've got to chase that. Then Tower Key ends up being Gauntlet. I'm like, of course it is. Tower ends up being Harp. Of course it is. Yay.
Yeah, and you were actually the only runner to take a sidestep on the chain that you completed. But you were also the only runner to take on the Fey March as well. And we saw with the trying to get the Thunderstruck on Odin, which was really nice. We were really rooting for you up here to get that landed.
Yeah, I think I did it a little too late. And then I missed it, probably just barely probably missed it. But was able to go back in and no problem the second time through. My thought process was, and that's why I did my grind before I did a Fey March, I wanted to just full clear and go. That way, once I do Fey March, I know I'm done. I don't have to worry about coming back. Only reason I didn't reset out of Odin as well was because, hey, you know, Artist's Bow, I've still got a Heroin robe on Rosa. I've got Samurai arrows. Rosa can go burr if I need her to.
Yeah, and burr she did. So it was definitely well run, you know, for everything that you did and doing as many checks as you did, still coming in on a sub two hour on this. So, you know, excellent race by for you as well.
Yeah, I wish I had found a Cecil though. That's kind of my only regret, and I've got a funny feeling there might be a Cecil package. I don't know if anyone on the restream checked it.
There was everybody.
I've said this quite often this season. Of course there was.
So my one question though to you, you didn't check the Coco shop, did you?
No, I never forged. I was like, I'm not even gonna bother. I actually even reset out of the Legend Sword check after I completed the chain with the harp.
Yeah, that was at Abel's Lands.
Oh, well, that would have been nice. No, I was fine with what I was like. I've got Dragoon, I've got Blizzard, I've got an Ogre Axe that I bought right at the very beginning of the seed that carried quite a bit. I was feeling good doing that early Zot check. I was looking at the restream runners. I was like, if I want to even have a chance of beating any of them, I've got to make some crazy gambles, and that was one. And that paid off pretty well for me. It just I got rabbit holed on the back end.
Yeah, you were were neck and neck with Possum, I think, in terms of some of the checks. You were the first one up through Zot. What was the decision with that to kind of fade over deals and go up Zot when you did?
I was thinking more characters at that point. I had Rosa, Kane, and Tella, and I'm like, okay, I've got. At that point, I'd already found the Heron room. I forget where. I'm like, Rosa can go burr. I'm not worried about Rosa. I can get through pretty much any fight. So I'm like, let's go up and see what characters are up here. It ended up being Double Yang. I'm like, you know what? I can take this. The guards fight at Maggot Sisters was free, and D-Mist was not bad, just annoying. But I was like, let's go ahead and get the characters. And then as soon as I got the Baron key, I'm like, oh, good. Let's just go ahead and run Baron while I'm here. Thinking, okay, maybe I can find a character to replace my Yong. And oh boy, did I.
That you did.
Yeah. Foo good.
The reason why he's named OP Nerf in my baby scheme this time. But yeah, after that point, I was like, there's nothing on the overworld or underworld that really scares me. Let me start kind of taking some bosses, picking up some more spells. Picked up Quake after the very first spell of Ordeals, which kind of propelled me through everything else. And then just that one chain at the very end with the pan, that's what threw me off. I do that first. I probably come in, probably not first, probably Possum BC, but maybe third, fourth, somewhere around there.
It's always the gambles that'll define our race, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It's what we were just talking with Flurry. Flurry decided to gamble everything.
Just one of those races, and it's fine. I'm assuming Sandruby's got to be at Cave Bahamut. I don't know if anyone checked it, but yeah, it's the only key item I don't think I saw this entire season.
It was at Nazo at Odin's spot.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's a check I didn't think too. Very true.
Yeah, any final thoughts for us, Gambit?
It was a fun little flag set. I like the idea of having to do all the different things there. And it was enjoyable. I had said in the race room that, looking at the restream runners, I'm like, I will probably be the last one to finish. I did not mean to be the last one to finish in the race itself, but it is what it is, and it was still fun. And I hope everybody enjoyed watching me suffer through that alt gauntlet at the freest spot in the entire world. And I want to go roll up another seed, find another alt gauntlet, and just absolutely decimate it somehow.
Absolutely, that totally makes sense.
Oscar, thank you for the seed and for the restream. Engie Dave, thank you for doing the tracking. Bad Karma, you and Aliceal, thank you for doing comms. Without you guys, we're just pictures moving on a screen. Everybody watching, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you for the next restreamed race this week, which I believe is Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken.
I have not got that far, but I believe you're right as well.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks so much. And with that, our restream is coming to an end, but we are going to send you off to another road trip.
Yep, we have the desert bus is going, and that is where we are heading right now. We're going to be raiding right over there. One last time, please make sure you have given our runners a follow. They put on an excellent race for us. Auska, thank you for rolling this fine seed. Engie Dave, thank you for doing the tracking. Aliceal, as always, a pleasure doing commentary with you.
Always fun. Thanks so much, y'all, and have a great night.